Hello Libra, welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie and this is your January 2023 Tarotscope. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. There will also be a timestamp in the description box so that you can jump to the start of the reading if you would like to do that. There is going to be a lot of information that we're going over for this month, Libra, so please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Let's jump right in and see what you've got going on for you this month. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, tell us about Libra's theme for January 2023, please. Oh, wow, that was fast. Thank you. Tell us, what does Libra need to know to start the year off in alignment? What does Libra need to know to start the year off in alignment, please? Thank you. What opportunities does Libra have for expansion, please? What opportunities does Libra have for expansion this month? Thank you. What does Libra's soul want them to know this month, please? Okay, thank you. That was fast. And what does God want you to remember this month, Libra? A couple of cards there. Okay, let's get some clarity. What is Libra's theme for January 2023? Tell us more, please. Those, I feel. Okay. What does Libra need to know to start the year off in alignment, please? What does Libra need to know to start the year off in alignment? Okay, thank you. What opportunities does Libra have for expansion this month, please? Too many. Let's get a nice clear message. There it is. Thank you. Okay. What does Libra soul want them to know? Tell us more about that, please. Okay. Thank you. And what does God want Libra to remember this month? Tell us more about that. Tell us more, please, about what God wants Libra to remember this month. Thank you. Okay, let's jump right in, Libra. So your theme for this month, Libra, is Pleiadian activation coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. I feel like you might feel like things are maybe a little bit more, interestingly, the word I'm getting is like well-rounded. I feel like you may feel like the energy is a little bit more balanced, and maybe that's because this month we move from Capricorn earthy energy into that air sign of Aquarius, which may feel more comfortable for you, if that makes any sense, right? Being an air sign. I know for me personally, as a fire sign, when I don't know, for me, it's just like when the sun is in fire signs, I feel so much more comfortable than when they're in when it's in other signs. So you may feel very similar. Um, I I feel like I want to say like the word epiphany is coming to mind. So I'm not sure if there's some sort of like an epiphany that takes place or some sort of information that drops into your awareness, but I feel like it has something to do with this resolution, right? There's the word resolution there, and I feel like there's some sort of an epiphany or something. Okay. And when I just looked up, as I was explaining that, I just saw 444. We were at 4 minutes, 44 seconds. And fours are about a foundation, endurance, stability, also manifestations, right? And I feel like, again, right, like I was saying, I feel like there could be some sort of like an epiphany that drops into your awareness, right? And allows some sort of resolution to take place. Maybe that's where the fours are coming, right? Maybe that's something you've been manifesting or trying to bring in. Or maybe it's something that comes in that allows you to create some sort of stability or new foundations, right? Let's see what's here with the tarot. So first we have the sun. That's beautiful. Look at these cards, look similar actually, like this bursty type of light energy, right? I love this for you, Libra, because it's indicating, right, that there's happiness, right? That this month may feel happier. It may feel more joyous, lighter, more, how do I word this? Like some of you may even feel like more playful, right? Like your inner child has come out, maybe feeling even a little bit, I want to say like even a little bit goofy for some reason. That might resonate with some of you, right? But I think this is really nice because it indicates that like things are getting brighter, right? That you may even have reason to celebrate something. Okay. It can also mean, which is interesting, it can also mean this, for example, like light being shed on something or enlightenment. And, I was just saying how you could experience some sort of an epiphany or a download, right? Which helps you to bring forth some sort of resolution. So that could be it as well, right? That could be where this sun card is coming in, where it's like things are kind of like click, right? And it's like, oh yes, right? Like that kind of thing. Like that's how I'm seeing it. Let's see what else we have here with the tarot. Wow. Okay. So you also have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which, I mean, the wheel is a 10. So let's talk about that for a second. Okay. The 10s indicate completion often, or things coming full circle, moving forward, which I like that because of this resolution energy and coming together, right? That would also indicate that things could be moving forward. But with the wheel, or yes, the wheel here in reverse, it can mean this energy of like misfortune, bad luck. It could feel like losing control or feeling like you're out of control, right? Sometimes it can mean even clinging to control. So for some of you, I feel like there could be some sort of an epiphany around. And it's interesting too, because look at the wheel in reverse puts that sun right at the top there. I don't think that's an accident, right? Because I feel like there's something here about you could potentially be getting this epiphany or this enlightenment shed on that aspect of like control or clinging to control, or like wanting to put things in a box, right? Like I just feel like there's something here about maybe you've kind of surrendered. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's where, ooh, I just like gnashed my teeth together. I don't know, maybe you've been, okay, so this is going to be really weird probably. Maybe some of you have been experiencing things with your teeth. And oftentimes teeth indicate decisions, right? And so maybe there's been some like decisions that have needed to be made that maybe have been, tough or uncomfortable, um, something like that, right? But I just feel with the sun in this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse like this, I just feel like there's something here where you could have light shed on spaces where you maybe cling to control or feel like you're out of control. Maybe you find resolution for those things, right? And for some of you, maybe that's a form of, or maybe that resolution is some sort of surrender to something, right? But again, I do feel like for some of you, like the energy just feels lighter to you. It feels more tolerable. It feels um, less chaotic, if that makes sense. Like it just may feel like things are kind of balancing out a little bit. Um, let's see what else we have here for you. Okay, this is interesting as well. So I'm kind of getting this energy, Libra, of I don't know if you guys have heard that song, like I can see clearly now that the rain is gone, right? And it's interesting because I want to say, like, for some of you, you may have felt like you ran into like a string of bad luck, right? Because the way that I put the cards down on the table was the sun is laying on top of that wheel of fortune in the reverse, right? So it's almost as if like the bad luck or that feeling like you don't have control, or maybe that you're clinging to control and like wanting things to go a certain way, like maybe trying to control destiny or fate or what have you, right? Like maybe that was how things were going, or maybe that's how you start the month off, and then as you move through the month, or maybe coming into this month, right, things feel brighter, lighter, feel a little better. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more happy, a little bit more joyous, a little bit more playful. And it's interesting too because you also have here the Hanged Man in the reverse, which the Hanged Man in the reverse is this energy of, well, first of all, this like a stalled type of energy, right? And or like a stalling, like you're purposefully, I don't know, maybe not purposefully. Um Oftentimes like the hangman needs to get like a bigger picture, right, in order to be able to make a decision. And I feel like for some of you, like you were stalled because you were like refusing to look at things from a different perspective. And maybe you've been able to see past that now, right? There's also this energy with the hanged man in reverse of like either needless sacrifice or fearing sacrifice. And maybe, I don't know why I'm getting this. Yeah, there's definitely fear coming up here. And I feel like there's something here for somebody about, how do I word it? It's like, if I give up control, what's going to happen? Like, how much am I going to lose? Does that make sense? Like, it's almost like, if I loosen my grip on this thing, is it going to disappear? Am I going to lose it? Right. And I feel like there could have been like control in that regard, right? Maybe clinging on to something because you have had a fear of it, of you essentially needing to sacrifice it. Does that make sense? Um, it's like, oh well, what'll happen if I hold on to this thing and then all of a sudden it's like gone. So there could be some things that you're addressing this month, Libra, where you may have felt like you had bad luck or were out of control and were feeling like you weren't moving forward, and potentially fearing, some things that maybe you would have to let go of or sacrifice if you let let go of control, if you stop clinging to control, right? And that could be what you're working through this month. So that would be appropriate, right? I would say, to be like a theme. And then you have here, right, this coming together in harmony and resolution with the sun, which again is, indicative of joy and pleasure and happiness. And so I just feel like there's some sort of aha moment, epiphany, or some sort of light shed on something this month that I feel helps you to find harmony, find resolution, be able to release some of the control, right? And essentially, I feel like it helps you to find forward movement as well. So let's take a look at what you need to know to start the year off in alignment. You have here Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, and future thinking. Okay. So what I really want to say here is that I feel like what you need to know in order to start this year off in alignment, and it really does go along with what I was, or some of what I was picking up on here for your theme, is this look to the future, right? Like, there's, the past is the past, things have happened. um you can't, like, there's nothing that can be done about it now other than learning from whatever's happened, right? So I feel like what you need to know is to look to the future and, move in that direction, which makes sense, right? Because again, I feel like there are areas where you had been clinging on to control, right? Or haven't been able to let something go because you've been afraid of what that means. And I mean, and this can be various things, you guys. Like, I just want to share. This doesn't have to be like a person. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be like a person that you're afraid to, really like surrender to, or, let go of, or whatever, because you're worried that they're going to leave. No, like, this could be, what happens if I stop this habit or this behavior or this way of being that I've always existed in? What happens? Like, what am I giving up? Right? Like, if I'm not trying to control things, what happens? And that's just a behavioral pattern, right? Like, wanting to control things. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be even something. Okay. But I just feel like it's like looking towards the future, and letting yourself release anything that has been limiting you, or anywhere you've been telling yourself a story, right? That I feel like has been taking your power, because I feel like this future thinking, looking, or rather looking to the future, releasing the past and recalling your power in doing so, is what's going to help you get into alignment as you start this year off, right? So you may have had some of these things coming up from the past in order to be healed, in order to be felt, in order to be dealt with and released, right? Learned from. And that's the thing about, it says here too, evolutionary downloads, which is essentially, right, you evolving, you going from one way of being to another, right? So maybe previously, maybe you were a little bit controlling, maybe you were kind of unable to see the bigger picture, and maybe you did get stuck in ways of being, right? And maybe you were afraid to sacrifice like certain ways, right? um and maybe as you move through this month and 2023, right, maybe you start to get into these new spaces which allow you to become something more than what you were previously, right? So that, again, that evolutionary download, and create new ways of being, new ways of thinking towards the future, recalling that power back to yourself, versus it sitting in different experiences where you felt like you had no control, or where you felt like you sacrificed parts of yourself. So for the tarot here, you do have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And I just want to say that you are not the only sign to get this energy showing up somewhere in their reading. This has been a reoccurring energy. So I do feel like January is going to feel a bit slower for everyone. And I feel like the purpose behind this is for you to take advantage of it, right? So if you're finding yourself, feeling like things are kind of slow going or what have you, like, there's a reason. You're meant to be taking that time to be intentional, to be introspective, to reflect on yourself, analyze yourself, to go within, right? There's a reason for that. And I mean, here's the thing. If you let it, it could create anxiety within you or panic. But I feel like this would only occur for someone who may have some, maybe like codependent things, traumas or woundings, or things like that, or coping mechanisms, right? Codependency, or it could be for also those who, kind of are afraid of the silence, afraid of being alone, afraid of hearing their own thoughts, and that sort of thing. And this happens, you guys. Like, I've been there are times I find myself in that space, and have in the past, especially. Right now, more so now, I work through things as they come more times than not, but still, right? So I just feel like that those would be the people who would feel like that panic. Um, but really, like, things are slow, I feel, for a reason, because we're meant to be feeling our way through things, right? We're not meant to be like just impulsively moving or trying to just zip from one thing to the next or to fill the silence. Like, we're meant to be experiencing this month a little bit slower, and I feel like taking it slower will be helpful for you, to get into alignment, into better alignment at that. We also have here for you the Hierophant. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Libra, this is really, with the Hierophant, it's about essentially you becoming your own mentor, right? I mean, this is you figuring out that you are the one that holds the key. Again, evolutionary downloads, right? This is future thinking, recalling your own power. You hold the key, right? And fives are, here's the thing about fives, fives are numbers of change, of movement or fluctuation, but conflict. Why is there conflict? Because there's movement and fluctuation, because there's change happening. We struggle with change. It's that simple, right? But I do feel, again, that this is about you, again, like recalling your own power by understanding that you hold the key to your experience, right? You also have here the Father of Cups, or the King of Cups, in the reverse. This is an energy, or someone who may be a bit unstable or unstable in their emotions. They may be a bit emotionally immature, or unable to navigate their emotions, or unable to, what is the word I'm looking for? Thank you. Unable to control their emotions, right? This can also, sorry guys, I'm trying to, like, there we go. This can also be an energy of like manipulation type of energy, right? Especially in regards to emotions. And I feel like there have been underlying situations for you, Libra, from the past, especially, that have, I feel, been carrying, or rather, how do I word this? It's been manipulating how you experience life, right? So it's kind of like this. I think a good way to put this is, if, for example, you have this cup here. I'm just using it because it's right in front of my face. You have this cup here, right? And let's say it's laced with some sort of hallucinogen, right? We're just gonna say that. And you're just drinking it, thinking it's water, no big deal. You don't even know that anything is off or wrong or whatever, right? But it's manipulating your entire experience and the way you experience your reality. That's kind of how I'm seeing how the past has been working, right? It's like you've been consistently drinking from this cup over and over and over again, and essentially the cup being your past, or whatever it is you've been holding on to, right? Where you felt out of control, right? Um, and so it's been manipulating your experience because you've just been drinking from the past over and over and over again, right? And so it feels like it's been manipulating your experience. And I feel like if you start to move towards the future and understand, like, again, you hold the key, right? I feel like that's going to allow you to get into the best space in order to be able to move forward. Yeah, you also have here the Six of Swords. Oh gosh, let me try to get that in. There we go. The Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, I mean, this is transition, leaving things behind, moving on, like I was saying, right? Leaving the past behind, moving on from it, right? Um, Learning, taking what you've learned, appreciating what you've learned, but moving forward, right? Allowing what you've learned to evolve you, to grow you, and then just carrying on. And that's not to say that, you just, like, it never happened, but it's that it doesn't hold you, right? It doesn't impact you the same way. All right, so let's take a look at an opportunity that you have for expansion, Libra, and what's what I want to make clear about this particular part of the reading is that when I created this spread, I set the intention of this particular section of the reading being one where it is exactly what it says. It's an opportunity. Okay. So what that means is if you're not paying attention, if your eyes aren't open, if you aren't present, right? If you're on autopilot, if you're not looking for it, it'll go by. You'll miss it. It'll pass you by. Because it is an opportunity. Not only is it an opportunity excuse me, in that sense, but it's also an opportunity because you have to be willing to take whatever action necessary in order to step into that expansive space. Right? So not only do you have to be paying attention to see the opportunity, but once you see it, you have to be willing to act upon it. Okay? So, wow, yeah, you have your halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. So you have the opportunity to learn a lot this month, especially about yourself and how your experience impacts, or let me rephrase that, how what you feel and what you carry impacts your experience, right? How the lessons you've learned impacts your experience. Again, I feel like there is an opportunity for some of you to have this grand, like, epiphany, like enlightenment, aha moment. You have, yeah, it's a choice. It's a choice, right? Are you willing to see the lessons for what they are? Are you willing to accept the fact that, and here's the thing, Libra, I do feel like there are some of you who have these spirit guides that are, you know, guiding you and leading you and speaking to you, and I feel like you know this in whatever way, shape, or form. It can be in, you know, I don't know how it might show up for you, but I feel like you have some sort of awareness or some sort of knowledge that you're having help, or that you have loved ones close to you, right? In the spirit realm, angels, people who have passed on, right? Whatever it is, for you, I feel like you know that they're there, or you have awareness of them. And I feel like they've been trying to help you, but I feel like for some of you, it's like you've been unwilling to, like, wipe the sleep from your eyes and step into what you've been shown or what you've been given, right? And so again, it's this choice, because I feel like some of you, like, have in the past, like, chosen not to listen to that, or chosen to ignore it, or maybe, like, in one minute you're like, yeah, totally, like, you know, my so and so is with me, and then the next minute it's like it's not even happened, right? It's like you lose it that quickly. But again, the lovers are about choices, and I feel like your opportunity for expansion is absolutely a choice. Are you going to allow what you've experienced and what you've gained and these epiphanies that are coming into your awareness, are you going to allow them to teach you what they need to allow you to expand, or no? To allow you to take flight, or no? Right? And also with this Lovers card, the 6 is about harmony. It's also about cooperation and healing, right? So I'm seeing this as like cooperation with your spirit guides. Like, they're trying to help you take flight, trying to help you to be able to learn what you need to in order to grow. And so are you good? Like, are you coming or no? Like, are you going to take flight? Are you going to learn the lessons and move forward, or not? Right? This is, I feel it's like there's a lot of taking accountability here, right? What does your soul want you to know for this month, Libra? You have here Halls of Amenti Initiations, Secrets Revealed, Treasures Uncovered, and Initiations. So I am going to read this from the guidebook for you, the message, but I do feel like before I do that, part of these secrets revealed, I feel, are what we've already been talking about, right? These, oh, okay, that's what that is, coming into your awareness. But again, a lot of this is about you allowing yourself to see things differently, Okay. And I feel like if you do, what your soul is saying here is like secrets will be revealed if you allow yourself to look at things differently, right? And if you choose to step forward into that. So let's take a look in the book here. Okay, right there. Okay, so what your soul wants you to know this month: you are in a deep initiatory chamber at this time. You might feel that things are heavy and challenging, but know that a reconfiguration is happening. Energetically, you are going through an initiation that will allow you to go beyond the fears of the ego and transcend the limitations and transcend the limitations of the physical realm. You might not feel that light is present because you are in the middle of this phase at the moment, but know that it is present within you. You might be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, but a lot of this anxiety is actually old energies that were stored in the depths of your body being released so that your vibration can rise. Okay? Right, so yeah, I mean, evolutionary downloads here, right? Very much like what I was talking about, taking, the ability to go to the next level. And there I gnashed my teeth again. So choosing to go to the next level. Let's see what the tarot has to share. Mother of Cups or Queen of Cups. So first of all, this is that emotional stability, or emotional balance, right? Control. This is also an energy of compassion and comfort. Okay. But this is someone who is okay with feeling, right? With feeling. Is also somebody, Cups is intuition. It's your emotions and how you feel. It's also your spirituality, right? Can also be, as well, like relationships as well. But for many of you, Libra, I feel like this is more so that energy of, if you're able to keep your emotions balanced, right? If you're able to keep your emotions in, like, if you're able to control them and respond to things versus reacting, right? I feel like, again, that there will be these secrets revealed, right? I feel like it's almost like, how do I word it? I mean, it's almost like the calm in the middle of a storm, if that makes any sense at all, right? I feel like that would help you, right? Being able to control your emotions, I feel like would help you as you go through this transformative process, right? I also feel like there's a need to be compassionate with yourself, because the Mother or Queen of Cups is a very compassionate energy, and I feel like there's a need for you to be able to do that. Like, you have to be willing to give yourself some grace, Libra, right? Because if you don't, right, otherwise all you're doing is putting down one thing to pick up, say, guilt, right? And so it kind of defeats the purpose. What else do you have here? The Ace of Wands. This is beautiful. So, right, think of this as, again, this is what your soul wants you to know. And this Ace of Wands is a representation of passion being sparked within, right? Motivation, inspiration, creativity, willpower, and desire. So again, like, in order for you to move through this, your soul is saying you have to want to do it. You have to be willing to put forth the effort, right? Like, you have to be willing to get quiet. You have to be willing to release things. You have to be willing to see your role. You have to be willing to sacrifice the things. You have to be willing to surrender. You have to be willing to release control, right? Like, or to surrender rather, and trust the universe, and, surrender your control to universe or God or whatever you refer to it as, right? It's this energy of like choosing these things being willing to do these things, right? Having the willpower to face your fears, having the willpower and discipline to do those things because you're motivated and passionate about where you want to go, what you want to experience, right? It's like, I want more, how do I word this? Like, I want to feel life more, right? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like there's an element to this of like, if you have a zest for life, if you want to really live and not just repeat the same day over and over, and if you are repeating the same day over and over, it's not really living. And I feel like you know that. And I feel like there's a part of you that's like, we can't keep doing this. Like, I want to feel life, right? But again, I feel like it's that willpower that helps you to see things differently. You have here the Three of Wands in the reverse, which, I mean, this is an energy of obstacles and delays and frustrations, right? I mean, and like, I feel like your soul saying too, like, you can, how do I word this? I feel like some of these secrets that are going to be revealed are going to be things where you may have even caused your own obstacles, your own delays. And that can be hard to take, right? That's where that emotional control comes in. That's where that balance comes in. That's where that determination comes in, right? That's where it's, okay, this is for me, not to me, right? This is how I'm able to grow, by feeling the things, by acknowledging the things, right? By trusting my intuition, trusting that my intuition is going to lead me to what I need to see and experience in order for me to grow and expand. And that's what threes are, Libra: expansion, growth. And the Ace of Wands shows up as new opportunities, right? So it's like, again, I feel like there's things here about taking responsibility or accountability for your experience, for what you experience. So, what does God want you to remember or keep in mind as you move through this month? You have karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. Yes, yes, yes. I feel that energetic clearing is a big, 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 big one, right? Also, rewriting your story, because again, it. I used this example in another reading. I think it was Virgos. So I don't know if you have Virgo in your chart. That might be something you wanted to check out, or, but in Virgo's reading, there was a similar energy here of, right? So when you go to university and you go to get a degree of some kind, when you get your degree, you don't keep carrying the books around, right? Or once you finish a class, you don't keep carrying the books around, right? You put them down and you take what you've learned and you move forward. That's how we're meant to be moving through our experiences in this life. Very similarly, right? We're meant to be learning from them while we're in the mix of it, coming out the other side with our degree or certificate or, passing grade or whatever, and then moving on, right? Not continuing to carry the books. And so that's how I'm seeing this for you as well, Libra, is that essentially, right, you're meant to be putting the books down now, right? Learn what you're meant to be learning from the things, right? And put the books down, clear that energetic space, rewrite your story. And I feel like this is what God wants you to know. It's like, you're not meant to be just hauling all of these books. Okay. You also have here crystal skull, wisdom, clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy. Yes. Clarity. Like, this has been coming up a lot, right? A lot. And as well as healing has shown up a lot for you as well. And I do feel like it's about you getting more into alignment, getting more into that high vibrational energy, that futuristic or more future way of thinking, evolving as well as you progress, as you clear these stories, as you move. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. That's what happens, right? You clear energies, release old energies. Your energetic frequency rises, right? And I feel in addition to that, you also heal, right? But I feel like you're gaining a lot of clarity. And I feel like God wants you to remember that. I feel like God wants you to remember that there's a lot of healing taking place here, right? And here's the thing. I've said this so many times throughout these readings for this month, Libra. So do know you're not the only one to get this message. But there has been it's an energy coming through yet again of the truth will set you free, but first it will hurt, right? Similarly, like when a scab is healing, sometimes it can be itchy and annoying and, but you've got to let it do what it's going to do so that it can heal. And I feel like this is what God is letting you know, right? Like there's some truths that may need to be seen, that may be difficult to face, but it's what's going to help you to heal. It's what's going to help you to raise your vibration. It's what's going to help you to get clarity on the lessons that you've learned and how you can apply them as you move forward. Right? I also feel like gaining that clarity helps you to put those books down. What else do we have here? Sword of Light, Divine Protection, Cords Cut, and Breakthrough Energy. Yeah, breakthrough. Just like I was saying. Just like I was saying. I feel like God is saying, right, if you allow this to happen, right, I feel like you could experience a tremendous breakthrough. I mean, and you have resolution here, and that energy of like a breakthrough has been coming through since the very beginning of your reading, right? So it's going to be completely up to you. It really is. You also, yeah, it's completely up to you, Libra. You have the Father of Wands to clarify, and the Father of Wands is that leader type of energy, right? This is that Leo type of energy where it is I like courageous and brave, and I'm like standing in my power, and I am going, right? I am delving into that inner strength, and I'm moving forward. This is also, the King of Wands is also like seeing the bigger picture, right? Seeing the bigger picture and overcoming the challenges. And yes, it's challenging to release things that are painful, release experiences that cause us pain, right? It is challenging. It is these obstacles do come in. It is not easy, right? But it is, if we allow ourselves to see the bigger picture with this Father of Wands energy, right? It is something that is going to allow us to rediscover our strength, rediscover our courage, right? And not only that, but reinforce our, how do I word this? It's like, I don't want to say our value, because that's not the word I'm looking for. But like reinforce our confidence in ourselves and what we're capable of, right? So, essentially, like God is saying, like, this is going to take courage. It's going to take bravery, and it's going to take you moving, right? It's going to take you overcoming the challenges, seeing the bigger picture, stepping into that leadership role and moving forward, taking action, being brave, being courageous, right? And motivated. So it seems to me, Libra, that this month is one that could be of tremendous growth for you. And I think this is absolutely incredible. But again, it's going to take you making that decision for yourself and choosing to do these things for yourself, right? But you have all of that within you to be able to make that decision and to move forward, right? Becoming your own guru, knowing that you hold the key. So are you going to unlock the door or not? Thank you so much for being here with me, Libra. I truly do appreciate you. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. If something in this reading resonated for you, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, commenting, or smashing that subscribe button. It really does help the channel to grow, and I truly do appreciate it. I hope that your month is full of courage, full of expansion, full of enlightenment, full of growth and clarity. And I pray that you come out the other side feeling powerful and confident about where you're going, who you are, and how you move in this life. Have an incredible month. Take care of your beautiful soul. Know that you've got this and God's got you. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.